Hello, welcome to the Random Moment Time Study Training for the Pendergast School District, presented by the ESS Department. Alright, so today we are going to be going over the Random Moment Time Study. Some of you might already be familiar with this, and then some of you are new to our district, so we are going to go over just what Random Moment Time Study is, and then a couple of new updates and some new things that they have implemented, okay? Now, our district works with a third party agency to meet some requirements so that we can participate in the Medicaid reimbursement. One of the requirements is to meet an overall 85% participation in our responses to these random moment questions. Now, what is the random moment time study? The random moment time study is a federally accepted method of documenting the amount of time spent on direct service and administrative outreach activities. And then services do include activities of daily living, which are also known as ADLs. These include grooming, toileting, dressing, mobility, so helping a student move from one location to another, transfers, eating, positioning, the use of assistive devices. So if you help a student out with any of these ADLs, more than likely you will be a part of the random moment time study. What is the purpose of random moment time study? So answering these random moment questions is a requirement. That way we can be a part of this program that gives us that money. What is my role in the random moment time study? So your role is to respond to all the moments that you have been selected for within 24 hours. That's our as a district. That's what we expect from you to respond to these random moments within 24 hours of when you get that email. You may be selected once a quarter, twice in a day, 3 times a week, or not at all. So that's why they're called random moments, because you are selected randomly and at a random time. All right, so how do I get selected to complete a random moment time study survey? Now, this is a question that I get often, a lot. And Pendergast School District has nothing to do with when you get selected for these random moments. The only thing we do is submit the names of staff that are eligible. Then your name goes into a big list. So then from that list, PCG then selects randomly from a pool of participants. And like I said in the last slide, you may be selected twice a day, once a week, once a quarter, not even selected. Responding to random moment time study survey questions. So the survey is 5 questions. It can usually take about 5 minutes or less to complete. So, I mean, it shouldn't really take that long. I know you guys are busy. We don't expect you to answer the moment right then and there. If you can and it's possible, by all means, go ahead and do it. But if you are not able to, go ahead and try to make a habit of responding to it by the end of the day. Make sure that you check your email every day if you can, because you will get these moments to your work email. How should I respond to the random moment time study survey questions? When responding to these questions, you do have a couple that are multiple choice, so you'll just read the question, select from the options that you have, and then the other questions will be your response. So you will type in there your answer. So just provide truthful and thorough responses. There are no wrong answers. Just remember to respond and complete and accurate sentences do not include student's name nor staff. All right, so now we are going to go ahead and go over those questions that we were mentioning before. First question, like I said, is a multiple choice. So, where were you working at the time of your moment? Now you get to select from the following multiple choice. Go ahead and just select whatever does apply to you at that moment. Okay, second question. Is the service you provided part of the child's medical plan of care, either an IEP, IFSP, or other plans of care, where medical necessity has been otherwise established? Again, you have that multiple choice to select from. Select whatever does apply to you in your answer, okay? Third question, who were you working with during the sampled moment? Do not use the student or staff name. So this is one of the questions where you will type in your response. Again, make sure that you don't use any names. And then just make sure you're specific on your responses to these questions. Fourth question, describe in detail the activity you were performing during your sampled moment. Just be very specific in answering these questions. They just want to know what you were doing at that time of the moment that you got. You know, if you were not working with the student, go ahead and just write a little, you know, sentence or two, a little paragraph describing what you were doing at the moment. Last question, describe in detail why you were doing this activity during the sample moment. And again, just remember that you have to be detailed with each response. They just want to know what you were doing. Let's say if you get this moment, you weren't working with the child, let them know what you were doing. If you were on lunch, if you were taking a break, they just want to know what you were doing at that exact moment. And again, very important, please do not use any student names when you're answering these random moment questions, okay? Follow-ups. What are follow-ups? So you may receive an email asking you to follow up on that random moment question that you answered yesterday or 2 days ago. When you do get follow-ups, make sure that you go and review your response, reread the question. Just take a moment to see if there's any additional details you can add to that response that you gave. Uh, be very specific. Don't give just a response of a yes or no, because that most likely might be why you're needing to follow up on your answer. And here are just some general tips when you are responding to these questions. Think about the intent or outcome of the activity you were doing. You should not drop everything you are doing at the moment just to complete your random moment question. However, like I've said, make sure that you try to complete it at the end of your workday once the kids are gone or when you do have some downtime. If you are absent, not scheduled, or leaving work before the moment occurs, you can complete it at the next day. If you are not working with the student at the time of your moment, that is fine. You should still complete the moment and respond with the activity you were doing at the assigned moment's date and time. I believe these next two slides are just tips of specific situations. For example, if you were in a meeting, tell us what was the single topic of discussion at your assigned random moment time study question. If you were on prep period, what were you prepping at the time of the moment? If you were completing an IEP or other plan of care, what specific part of the IEP or other plan of care were you working on at the time? working on an email. If you were driving to your next location, what was the first task you completed upon arriving? Um, if you were at a conference, training, or PD, what was the topic of discussion at the time of your moment? All right, so we are going to go over some updates and changes to the random moment time study effective October 1st, which is when these random moments will start. You will start receiving them. You will no longer receive prior notifications. Before, you would get an email the day before, a couple of days before, from us, just giving you a little heads up. Hey, you have a random moment coming up. Just, giving you a little heads up. No more of that. You will no longer have any type of notification, just the email you would get the time of your random moments. All right, after you have not answered the random moment within the 12 hours, you will get a reminder notification from Random Moments and from myself. If you still don't answer the random moment question within the 24 hours from that email, you will get an email from myself, including the principal and Miss Gwen Parker. If you still don't answer it after 36 hours, I will hunt you down. I will call, I will email, and get on that phone. Make sure you answer that moment right then and there, okay? It is very important that you answer these moments within 24 hours, which is the Pendergast expectation. We do expect from you to complete these moments within 24 hours of receiving that email. All right. Well, it will be quiz time, so please log into the LMS and complete the short quiz covering what we have learned today. Once you have completed the survey, you will receive credit for this training, okay? All right, and then link and resources. There is a link and resources to PCG, our third party Medicaid billing company. If you have any questions or concerns, you can go ahead and contact Allison Lloyd, and that is her email, or myself, Yaneli Espinosa, and that is my email. And we will be more than glad to assist you guys or help out with any of those questions that you have, all right? All right, guys, thank you for your time and attention. And here's just some info and contacts for our ESS department. Any questions, like I said, or concerns, don't hesitate to contact any of us, okay, guys? You guys have a great day.